Hey everyone! Ever wonder what it takes to transform rough rocks into stunning polished gems? Today, we're focusing on the crucial first stage of rock tumbling, using 60 to 90 grit. I'm Will from Willow's Southwest Studio. Let's dive into that foundational stage. First off, we're going to start with choosing the right rocks. This is an important step. What I like to do here is sort my rocks by their hardness. So you see I got some quartz right here. I've got this set over here. I've got some agate right here. Quartz and agate are pretty similar, so they tumble really well together. But if you have anything like calcite or something soft like that, you want to discard those. What happens is they're just going to degrade so fast and they'll turn into this slush, and it just doesn't make the tumbling process a happy one, unfortunately. The rocks in this pile are from my Cave Creek episode where I did a rock counting adventure there. Oh, we sure found a lot of good rocks, but they do need some sorting. Here's some more quartz. We'll just put that there. I have a really in-depth video. I'll put a link in the description below that discusses the different types of grits used in rock tumbling, as well as the different types of hardness that you can find in your rocks. So be sure to check that video out if you're curious about the different hardness in rocks. So what kind of rocks are you planning on tumbling? Let me know in the comments below. All right, now that we've got our rocks all sorted out, it's time to load that barrel. Oh boy, guys, this is always my favorite part. After spending all that time sorting those rocks out, we'll fill the barrel about 2/3 with our chosen rocks. This ratio gives the rocks space to tumble and grind down effectively. So here's a good tip, guys. You want to make sure you have rocks of all kinds of different sizes. You don't want them to be all the same size. There's some small ones, some little ones, some odd shapes, some big shapes. So we're actually a little bit full here. I'm going to dig around till I find some guys to take out of here. This one looks like he can be on the reject list for now. And I saw one that I accidentally sorted, but it got put in my pile, that feldspar right here. We don't want that guy in there. Let's give this a good shake up and see where we're at. That's just beautiful. I think I saw another rock that we'll keep you in there, my friend. So here we are at the part that confuses most people, adding the water. Some people add too much water. Some people add too little bit of water. You want to add the Goldilocks line, which is about right here. I have my water right here. I'm just going to pour a little bit in. Perfect. And we've got just the right amount of rocks too. You can see the water just barely goes over them. That's a good sign that we're at the right level. So if you add too much water to it, what can happen? Well, it's going to be a lot quieter because your rocks aren't being able to tumble around as efficiently. The water kind of prevents them from that tumbling motion. And if you have too little water, the rocks are going to tumble really well, but unfortunately the grit is not going to work very well at all. So this is the right amount. With those rocks loaded in the barrel and we've got our water added, what's next? Well, we're going to add that 60 to 90 grit silica carbide now. This coarse grit is key to grinding down the rock surfaces, preparing them for the finer stages. So for this step, it's really easy. We're going to use a tablespoon here. We're going to get a good hearty size scoop right here, which this does not look very hearty to me. So let's go ahead and stick it back in there. We'll go ahead. There we go. That's what we're looking for. A big old scoop like this. And we're just going to take it over here and just dump that right in there like so. Beautiful. And for this step, I personally like to use just 3 tablespoons. But a lot of the instruction manuals for tumblers will recommend you use 4 tablespoons. But I prefer to use just those 3. We've got our grit all loaded in just beautifully. What's the next step? Well, this one's a real important one. Sealing that barrel. Ensuring you have a tight seal is super important to avoid leaks that could disrupt your tumbling process. I've got the barrel loaded. I've got the lid right here. Just gonna kind of press this thing in here. You'll hear it make that snap noise. I always like to press this around just to make sure I've got a nice seal. Feels really good. I've got the lid. Just gonna press that right on here. And most tumblers, they are exactly the same like this. It might be a different size or a different look. but it's all operates the same mechanism. So I've got this pressed on really nice. I've got my lock washer right here. Just gonna put that right in there. And then I've got the actual locking nut right here. We'll just screw that down. So you wanna make sure this is nice and tight. But here's an important tip. Once you've got it nice and tight, I like to back it off just a little bit. And the reason for that is because that first gasket that we put in that seals it in is made out of rubber, of course. It creates a pressure buildup in here. So you've got your air, you've got your water and your rocks, and as this is tumbling around and you're getting more material up here, what happens is you start to build up a lot of pressure inside this barrel. Sometimes you'll notice the back of this side, see how it flexes really well? It'll actually be puffing out in the opposite direction. That means you've got a lot of pressure in there and your rocks are not effectively able to tumble as well. So I like to back that off just a little bit. Not too much though, because you don't want it to come off. So just make sure you got it tight. And then once you got it nice and tight, back it off maybe about a half a turn. And then you'll be able to tumble pretty effectively that way. So we've got our barrel fully loaded, primed, and ready to go. All we gotta do now, load it in the tumbler and get that bad boy turned on. And to load your tumbler is super easy, guys. You got your barrel here, you're just gonna put it in just like that. Now I've got a double barrel here, so I can tumble 2 barrels at the same time. Usually though, you're gonna have your barrel with the nut facing this way. Some machines actually have a little notch right here that'll actually plug right into that notch, and that just prevents it from sliding up and down on this thing. This particular tumbler has no such notch, so you just put them in there like so. Eventually gravity's gonna work out which side they wanna be on. You can tell it usually falls to the far end because I've got that little nylon washer that's totally worn down. But anyway, that's another topic, guys. All we gotta do now is turn this crazy thing on. All right, my happy little rock friends, it's time to go for a week-long ride. And there we go. Oh boy. All right, my friends, those beautiful rocks are off to the races. We're gonna come back in about a week and we're gonna check on the results. So I'll see you in about a week. And we are ready to check this tumbler barrel out. I've got my barrel number 3 right here that we loaded with the goodies in here, and we are ready to crack this thing open. Oh, I am excited about this, guys. It's been a long week waiting for these. I always like to use this little lock washer here just to pry that lid right off. All we gotta do now is pop this lid off here. There's all the goods in there. Oh man, that looks like a nice slurry in there. Just got my strainer right here. We're just gonna dump this all right into here. Set this barrel aside just like that. And super important, guys, you do not want any of this going down your kitchen sink if you got an outdoor garden. A good garden hose and the dirt sure works wonders. I got a bucket here, so just make sure nothing goes down your drain, otherwise you'll be in bad times. Ooh, that one looks pretty, and I haven't even had a chance to examine you, my friend. Just kind of give them a good swish around. Oh man, look at that. This one just caught my eye. I don't know what's going on here. Let's take a better look. Yeah, it just looks like a dirt stain. That's actually kind of cool. Wow. Let's take a better look at these. We're back at our workstation right here. As you can see, I've got some rocks over here. This is from this other barrel that I had tumbling. Barrel number 2, and then I had barrel number 3 over here. These guys are almost all dried out. Actually, they do look pretty dry right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort these out, and I'm gonna sort the ones that we just pulled out of this barrel here, barrel number 3. We'll get these all cleaned up, and we're gonna see which ones are gonna make it to the next stage. But I'll do that in another video. For now, let's just take a quick look at some of these beauties. This one stands out real quick. Look at that beautiful jasper. That's almost like a mossy agate here that's red. That's beautiful. And of course, all that quartz that we got. Look at the banding and veins in that one. That is so cool. The crystallized. Oh, dude, look at this one. That is cool. That's almost translucent. Wow. Oh my goodness, this is a weird looking guy. He got really skinny thin. He went on a diet in that tumbler. This one's pretty cool too. Wow. Ooh. Look at that, that is crazy. So what's next? We're gonna make sure we have that barrel beautifully clean. Then we're gonna sort through both of these barrels of rocks that we have. We're gonna try and combine them into just one barrel, and we're gonna move on to the next step. So I hope to see you in that next video. I really hope you guys learned something from this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe for more lapidary tutorials from Willow's Southwest Studio. All right, my friends, I really hope to see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Till next time.